Hey everybody, welcome back to Red Dog Firewood. I am on my way into town. I need to get some oil mix, some 2-cycle oil mix for the saws, and then I am going to go to another local business that has ethanol-free Rec 90 gasoline, which I prefer to run in all of our small engines. So where we're going this morning is Cortland Mower in Cortland, Ohio. And as you will see in upcoming videos, pretty much all of my DeWalt tools and any of my small gas engine equipment comes from. I've been going there since we moved here in 2005. I think 2007 was the first time that I bought something there, and that's where I have bought all my saws. They were a Husqvarna dealer, and that's what I started out with, was Husqvarna saws. And when they dropped the Husqvarna line, I started trying some of the Echo saws, and for what I do, I'm more than happy with the Echo saws. Well, this is some excitement for our little town. I didn't expect, it's almost 9 o'clock, and I saw this oversized load parked overnight, but I figured they'd be gone by this time. Not sure where he's going. So there's a staging area a couple miles north. They're redoing the high line power lines in our area. And it's been the staging area for all the equipment coming in to do the job. And some power trucks, some power company trucks pulled out just in front of this oversized load. But I don't know what this big tank would have to do with highline power. Drop a comment if you know what that is, because I don't have a clue. I've never seen a tank like that before. Look at all the axles underneath that trailer. I've hauled heavy equipment before, and I've run Jeeps and Stingers and Dollies. The most I've ever been on is 13 axles. And I didn't start counting, but it looks like every single one of those axles under that trailer steer. That's pretty wild. I wonder how much that thing weighs. There are definitely times that I wish that I had a steerable axle on my trailer. Some of these dealers, man, they get so tight, jammed up with cars. You gotta stop and ask service to move cars so I can get in or out. Looks like that trailer's on 18 axles, and they all steer. That's wild. I'd like a chance to haul that. So I just spent some time in one of my favorite places. I usually don't get out of there without buying something. And I know I came here to buy something, but I usually don't get out of there without buying something that I don't need. But today I came and got exactly what I was looking for. I just needed some premix oil for the 2-cycle engines that we have, the saws and stuff. So now let's head over and go across town a couple blocks and get some ethanol-free Rec 90. In my true procrastination style, I did not get my sprayer out of the side-by-side yet. And we have had below freezing temps. But I don't think that I hurt anything yet. So, as long as I was thinking about it, I'm going to get this emptied and put away for the winter. And I can hear the comments coming now. What am I dumping all over the ground? Well, it is Roundup. And for everybody that's about to scream, how can you just dump that on the ground? On the ground is where it goes anyways, all summer long. The whole driveway, about 5 times. It is not the perfect solution. I would, personally, I'd rather not use Roundup, but I've got a ½ acre of stone on the driveway, and Roundup is what works, keeping the weeds out. There's concoction. I think there's the vinegar and salt and dish soap, or salt and dish soap. They work for little tiny spots in your sidewalk for a few days. But like I said, this much stone covered area, unfortunately, Roundup is what works best. If any of you have seen the swimming pool in the background of any of the videos, I did get that emptied, and I got the pump disconnected and brought inside. So that didn't freeze on me. And my pressure washer was also brought into the basement before we had freezing temperatures. I would love to be able to heat the shed all the time, but it's just not it's feasible at this time. It's not insulated yet. And I do have a propane torpedo heater, little one, that I run when I'm doing stuff in the shed in the wintertime. But I don't have the means to heat the shed 24/7 when it's cold yet. I said a little while ago that I got out of the shop without buying anything that I didn't need this time. Last weekend, however, they got me. And it's not something that I absolutely needed, but it is something that I got. DeWalt 20-volt little pancake air compressor. And if you're a framer in construction, this isn't for you. You already know that. For me, I have a 5-gallon 120-volt compressor. And sometimes for little tiny jobs that I'm about to do, it's just not worth getting out and plugging in. I can put the battery in this and it's ready to go. It came with a 6 amp hour flex volt battery, and I'm actually pretty impressed with what it can do. It holds 150 pounds of air, and regulated output goes up to 130 out. See if I can do this with 2 hands. It worked really good. All I did last weekend was, when I was in the mower shop, I walked by it and looked at it, and the owner's like, "Hey, it's been sitting here a while, I'll make you a deal." And I fell for it. He got me. So my initial thought when I saw this was for bundles. I could take this out in the wood yard where there's no power, and my plan this coming year for bundles is to wrap bundles and staple a handle on the top of the bundle. I used bags the last year, and I really thought I was going to like the bags until they deteriorated in the sun, and it's just a mess. It doesn't take long at all. After a couple of days in the sun, they fade, and then a couple more days after they fade, they get brittle, and I just don't want to present our product that way. So I'm going to go to wrapping, and I got this little staple gun I've seen a couple of people on YouTube using to staple their handles to their bundles, and I thought that this would be a neat little thing. But I am going to show you something. It is capable of quite a bit. I've got a 21-degree framer and a couple of pressure-treated 2x4s here. And I am full 150 pounds of air in the tank, and I am at 130 output. And it drives them. I mean, you're not going to frame with it all day long. I understand that. It's not a framing air compressor. There's 3 nails, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm starting to lose some depth. No, oh, now we're out. But that was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That was 13 nails, and it hasn't kicked back. We're down to 80 pounds. That's why it stopped driving. But like I said, it's not a framing compressor, but it is capable of driving a frame nailer. You know, somebody doing some finish carpentry in the house and they're driving finish nails or pin nails in molding and they've only got 10 to do. It's a great little compressor. You know, I'm thrilled with it for what it's capable of and what it was designed for. I think it does exactly that. Well, that's why it went down so low. I probably wouldn't have been able to do that many nails without it kicking on. I had turned it off before I started using the frame nailer, but you get the point. Like I said, it's not a framing compressor. I know that. It's not designed for that. I just wanted to show you a neat little item that I picked up and what it's capable of. So this Red Armor, Echo Red Armor 2-stroke oil is all I use in all of my 2-stroke stuff. And ethanol-free gas is all I use in any of our small engines, from the 4-wheeler and the dirt bike on down, and the boat, of course. But I'm really happy with this Red Armor, Echo Red Armor. It's all I've used in the 2-stroke stuff, and I've never had a problem. Before I got into doing so much firewood, there were times where the saws would sit 5-6 months without being used, and never had a varnishing problem in the carburetors, never had a stale gas problem. I swear by this stuff. So I've always bought from the mower shop these 1-gallon cans of Red Armor, already pre-mixed gas and everything, but they're $25. And now that I'm going through so many of them, I've decided to go to the premix. So I'm gonna actually use a few of the empty cans that I've got. I don't have a 1-gallon gas can, so I'm gonna use these. And I've got a gallon of gas in there. And you just dump your oil in. Oh, wrong cap. Well, of course, while I'm on video, I'm going to look like a dumbass that can't put a cap on. And I now have a gallon of Red Armor Rec 90 mixed gas for $4 and 2 for 6 and change, not quite $6.50. I've got a gallon versus the $25 that I was buying the cans for. Absolutely nothing against the cans. I think it's great. If you only use a gallon a year, it's 92 octane, it's ethanol free, it's already mixed 50-1. It's a great thing. It's got tremendous shelf life, and like I said, if you're only going to go through 1 gallon in the entire year, I think this is great. Spend 25 bucks, put your gallon, you know, use it in your weed eater or your leaf blower or whatever it is that you're using throughout the summer, and you know, I think it's a great product. It's just now that I'm going through so many of them, it's more economical for me to just mix it. And you're all laughing at me now. It would have been more economical for me to mix it this whole time, but I paid for the convenience. And that's, you know, that's what a convenience is. A convenience is more than the necessity. And I was just willing to pay for the convenience. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button and like our videos. Echo, if you see this video, great stuff. I'll wear your swag. I'll use your fuel if you want to send me some. Just saying. Take care, guys.